The night air in Eastwood City hung heavy with the scent of impending rain, the kind that turns asphalt into a treacherous mirror. Blue and red lights sliced through the darkness like a predator's eyes, reflecting off the sleek black SUV as it pulled to the curb. Officer Derek Harlan, a 45-year-old white cop with a jaw set like concrete and eyes narrowed from 2 decades on the force, gripped the steering wheel tighter. He'd spotted the vehicle weaving, a minor infraction at best, but in his book, it was probable cause, especially for a black driver in a luxury car like that. Another one thinking he's above the law, Harlan muttered under his breath, flipping on his siren with a flick that betrayed his eagerness. Inside the SUV, Marcus Thompson, 28, a rising star in the tech world with a startup valued at millions, felt his stomach drop. The dashboard clock read 11:45 p.m. He was just blocks from home after a grueling investor meeting. His mind had been on code algorithms, not potholes. But as the cruiser loomed in his rear view, Marcus's training kicked in. The survival lessons drilled into him since boyhood. Hands visible, no sudden moves. "Not tonight," he whispered, his pulse racing like a drumbeat in his ears. This wasn't his first rodeo. As a black man, traffic stops were a lottery where the house always won. Harlan approached the driver's side, flashlight beam stabbing through the tinted window. "Roll it down. Now." His voice was command, laced with the authority that came from years of unchecked power. Marcus complied, the window humming down to reveal his composed face. Dark skin, sharp features, a neatly trimmed beard framing a determined jaw. He was dressed in a crisp button-down and slacks, his laptop bag on the passenger seat a testament to his success. "License and registration," Harlan barked, his free hand resting on his holster. Marcus moved slowly, retrieving the documents from the glove compartment. "What seems to be the problem, officer?" Swerving all over the lane. "You high? Drinking?" Harlan's eyes scanned the interior, searching for any excuse. An air freshener dangling too suspiciously, perhaps. Studies show black drivers are 20% more likely to be stopped than whites. And in cities like Eastwood, inspired by real data from California, they face discretionary searches at higher rates. Harlan embodied that statistic, his gut feeling a veil for bias. "I haven't touched a drop, sir. Just heading home from work." Marcus's voice was steady, but inside anger simmered. He'd been pulled over 4 times this year alone, for faulty taillights that worked fine suspicious speed when he was under the limit. Each time, no ticket, just humiliation. Relatable to the millions who face it. Black people more than twice as likely to be searched or arrested during stops. Harlan snatched the papers, shining his light on Marcus's ID. Step out of the vehicle. No reason given, just a pulsating tension of power and balance. Marcus hesitated for a split second, then complied, rain now pattering on his shoulders. "Is this necessary?" "I wasn't swerving. Hit a pothole on Elm. The city's full of them." "Hands on the hood," Harlan ordered, patting him down roughly. His hands lingered, checking pockets with unnecessary force. Nothing found, of course. Marcus was clean as a whistle, but Harlan's face twisted in disappointment. "Fancy car like this in this neighborhood? You stealing it or what?" The words hung in the air, a classic dog whistle. Marcus's blood boiled. "I earned this car, officer. Built my company from nothing. And this is my neighborhood. I grew up here." Harlan chuckled, pulling out his ticket book. "Failure to maintain lane. That's $300, plus points on your license. And I'm calling a tow, vehicle inspection required." It was a pretext, pure and simple. No real violation, just a discretion that allows bias to thrive. Stops a black drivers more likely for high-discretion equipment issues. As Harlan wrote, a young woman across the street pulled out her phone, filming discreetly. The video captured it all, the aggressive pat-down, the sneering tone. Marcus signed the ticket, his signature sharp and defiant. "You'll regret this," he said quietly. Harlan laughed. "Doubt it, son." But as Marcus got back in his car, he called out, "Drive safe or don't." The hook was set. A routine stop pulsating with injustice, about to explode when identities revealed. Marcus drove home, the ticket crumpling in his fist. His phone buzzed, his girlfriend, Aisha. "Babe, you okay? You're late. Just got pulled over." Again. His voice cracked slightly. Aisha, a civil rights lawyer, knew the drill. Who was it? Get his badge number? Harlan, badge 472. Marcus pulled into his driveway. The modern house a symbol of his climb from public housing to Silicon Valley success. But tonight it felt hollow. Flashbacks hit. At 16, stopped walking home from school, accused of loitering. At 22, cuffed during a routine check that left bruises. Each incident a reminder of the system, where minorities pay 23 to 34% more in fines for the same offenses. Inside, Aisha wrapped him in a hug. "We can't let this slide. File a complaint." Marcus nodded, but doubt crept in. He's just one cop. The department's full of them. He thought of his father, Commissioner Elias Thompson, who'd risen despite the odds. Elias had implemented reforms, body cams, training, but veterans like Harlan resisted. Meanwhile, Harlan finished his shift, boasting to his partner, Officer Ruiz. Nailed another one tonight. Kid in a Beamer, acting all entitled. Ruiz, a Latino cop weary of the bias, stayed silent. He knew the stats. Lading's driver searched at 9.2% rate versus 3.6% for whites. But speaking up meant risking his job. That night, the video went viral. Posted on TikTok with hashtag racial profiling. It amassed 500K views by morning. Comments poured in. "This is every black man's nightmare. Demand accountability." Marcus woke to notifications, his face plastered online. At breakfast, his phone rang. Elias. "Son, I saw the video. Are you all right?" "Dad, it's Harlan." He targeted me. Marcus's voice trembled with rage. Elias, 55, with voice like gravel from years of command, sighed. "Come to the precinct. We'll handle this." Harlan, scrolling his feet at home, choked on his coffee. The video, his face clear, the aggression undeniable. Then the caption, "Cop Harris's black driver, who turns out to be Commissioner's son?" Panic surged. He called his union rep. This is bad. Real bad. The tension pulsed. A personal injustice snowballing into a citywide reckoning. Marcus arrived at the precinct. Aisha by his side. The building buzzed with whispers. The video had hit internal channels. Elias met them in his office. A room lined with plaques for reform efforts. "Tell me everything, Marcus." As Marcus recounted, the rough pat-down, the unfounded ticket, Elias's face darkened. "Harlan's a relic. I've been pushing bias training, but some resist." He pulled up department data. In Eastwood, black drivers comprise 70% of non-safety stops, mirroring national trends where they're ticketed more for moving violations. Elias summoned Harlan. The officer entered, pale and sweating. "Commissioner, sir, I didn't know it was your boy." "That's the point." Elias roared. "You shouldn't need to know. You profiled him based on race." Harlan stammered excuses. He swerved. Standard protocol. Marcus stood. "Protocol? You search me without cause. Black drivers like me are twice as likely to face that." Aisha added, "And the video shows no swerve. This is textbook discrimination." Harlan begged, "Tear up the ticket. It was a mistake." But Elias suspended him on the spot, pending full investigation. "Turn in your badge." As Harlan left, muttering threats, the room throbbed with vindication. But Marcus knew this was bigger than one cop. Outside, protesters gathered, signs reading, "End DWB now." Media vans arrived, interviewing Marcus. This happens daily. If not for my dad, I'd be another statistic. The revelation ignited the city, pulsating with calls for change. The story exploded nationally. CNN ran segments citing ACLU data. Police searched black drivers at 6.2% rate versus whites 3.6%. Activists like Reverend Jamal Lewis organized rallies. Marcus Thompson stopped is every black person's fear. We demand reform. Elias launched an audit, uncovering patterns. Harlan had 40% more stops of minorities, many baseless. Other officers followed suit. It's systemic. Elias told the press. We'll root it out. Harlan, desperate, leaked smears. The kid resisted. Videos edited. But dashcam footage, recovered from a bystander, proved otherwise. Aisha filed a lawsuit, defamation, civil rights violation. The investigation revealed Harlan's history. Complaints from black motorists ignored. One victim, a teacher named Keisha, testified. He stopped me for suspicious driving, searched my car, found nothing, humiliated me in front of my kids. Marcus met with victims, forming a support group. Flashbacks deepen his arc. Childhood memories of Elias coming home bruised from racist colleagues. I fought so you wouldn't have to, Elias had said. Now Marcus fought back. The city council debated, mandate implicit bias training, independent oversight. Protests swelled, pulsating with chants and signs. Harlan's union defended him, but evidence mounted. In a twist, Ruiz turned whistleblower. I've seen him target black drivers repeatedly. The department fractured, reformist versus old guard. The trial was a spectacle. Harlan on the stand, defiant. I enforced the law equally, but Aisha dismantled him. Then explain why minorities are 24 to 33% more likely to be cited for speeding. Witnesses paraded. Victims sharing stories. Experts citing data from Maine's 2025 report on traffic stops by race. Elias testified emotionally. My son represents every profile driver. This must end. The jury deliberated briefly, ruling for Marcus. $750,000 damages, Harlan fired and charged. The courtroom erupted, not in chaos, but justice. 6 months later, Eastwood transformed. Stops for minorities dropped 40%, new policies in place. Marcus's Drive Safe app tracked stops, crowdsourcing data for accountability. At a gala, Elias toasted, You turned trauma into triumph. Marcus smiled. For all of us. The script closed on a new stop. A black teen pulled over fairly. No bias. The cycle broken, but vigilance eternal. Prejudice pulsed, but justice prevailed.